hell's clamor? How did the strength that has sinned avail in the crowded abodes of the wind? By lightning of rapture, the soul of my song, my love doth recapture, lead up to the long years and blithe measure of summer and ease, linger at leisure for passion and peace. Sadness and pleasure relent and release, a torrent, a treasure, a garden of breeze. Celine, our sister, our lover and friend, thy light hath long missed her, that hour hath an end. All eons a squander, we chance at our will. We may woo, work, or wander through time to our fill, hither or yonder, by fountain or hill, each day growing fonder, each night growing still. Bright Hermes behind me, Caduceus' armed guide, shall he blind me? My spirit be charmed, the song shall not swerve her, its glory shall shed respite, deserve her from gulfs of the dead. Ah me, let it nerve her these conduits to tread that lead to the fervor of earth overhead. Fire, thou dear splendor of uppermost space, turn to me tender thine emerald face. Thy rubies be blended with diamond light, thy sapphires be splendid, extended to sight. The portals be rended that govern the night, and the guardians bended to magical might. Aware of the glorious garb of the globe, don thy victorious glittering robe. The sun is before us, the moon is above. Rise and adore us, ye dwellers thereof. The muses restore us to Greece as we move. O light of Apollo, O joy of the sky, we see thee, we follow, we draw to thee nigh. We see the unclouded, whose hearts have been thinned, whose souls have been shrouded, whose ears are bedimmed by hell's clamor. How did the strength that has sinned avail in the crowded abodes of the wind? By lightning of rapture, the soul of my song, my love doth recapture, lead up to the long years and blithe measure of summer and ease, linger at leisure for passion and peace. Sadness and pleasure relent and release, a torrent, a treasure, a garden of Greece. Celine, our sister, our lover and friend, thy light hath long missed her, that hour hath an end. All eons a squander, we chance at our will. We may woo, work, or wander through time to our fill, hither or yonder, by fountain or hill, each day growing fonder, each night growing still. Bright Hermes behind me, Caduceus' armed guide, shall he blind me? My spirit be charmed, the song shall not swerve her, its glory shall shed respite, deserve her from gulfs of the dead. Ah me, let it nerve her these conduits to tread that lead to the fervor of earth overhead. Fire, thou dear splendor of uppermost space, turn to me tender thine emerald face. Thy rubies be blended with diamond light, Thy sapphires be splendid, extended to sight. The portals be rended that govern the night, and the guardians bended to magical might. Aware of the glorious garb of the globe, don thy victorious glittering robe. The sun is before us, the moon is above. Rise and adore us, ye dwellers thereof. The muses restore us to grace as we move, swell the wild chorus of welcome and love. That I play material. She's like, what? Two men were traveling together as part of a group. One of them had a belt filled with gold. The world is a bad place for a person who doesn't understand it. Once he discovers the world properly, it will no longer have a hold over him.
Is there, expanding it in such a way that people start thinking more of peace and enjoying this beautiful life versus being in the desert, being told to be part of a rebellion to fight and die for Allah and fight and die for Bin Laden and all of these different people. This has happened all across, and these are some of the programs that these international development entities do. It's about influencing, and so, we see that in those areas.
May I interject for a second? So I think he actually made like a really good argument, right? And that happened, Miriam, because at that time, around 2002, they decided we needed to innovate. We needed to do things differently, right? So they came up with these programs and this approach. Well, here we are 23 years later. And
anyway, like I was saying, quit talking over
out here. Nigga, Lil Wayne was bigger
exactly
than Drake
like
around the time they made Poetic Justice. Lil Wayne was still...
Bottom fucking line is...
Nicki was bigger than Drake. Like,
having something super unique, and but you know, you get to know material, right? You get to know what you can, like the good materials that can maybe go in the dryer and what can't, and like what material needs to be hung or you know, flat or whatever.
Power closet racist. You a power closet racist. You a power closet racist. You fucking cracker. I'm gonna rape you in your.
Unfortunately, we can. Unfortunately, we can.
You can. Well, thank God you can, because you're gonna get deaf. You're gonna.
Come on, Suad, talk your truth so we can move on to the.
So for me, yeah, he said the first thing he said was Margaret Thatcher. Yeah, he named Margaret Thatcher. You know what Margaret Thatcher did? Is the same thing what Donald Trump is about to go through.
Excuses for a regime.
Marshall, shut the fuck up.
How about Dominic? You click on the link at the top of the African core and you look at
How about you shut the fuck up?
Oh, so Dominic, you're tired of hearing me talk, but you can interrupt all the time.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God, my finger slipped on the mute button. I don't want to press it a whole bunch, but just give me a second. I know it doesn't say in the title PRR today, but politics, religion, and race is typically what we talk about. Conversational debates. In order for a debate to happen, at least two people need to speak, but like not at the same time. Yeah, just remember that. I don't want to have to start moderating.
Cool. Lion, look at my PTR. Is this the fucking guy that you're talking about? I got all night, buddy.
All right, I'm here. Hold on, I'm about to put the picture in. I don't see. Let me see.
Doctor.
No, that is not him at all. This is the guy. Hold on. I'll even read out all of his credentials.
No, I found him too. He was a curly-haired man.
So, Marshall, you told me to put this link up top. It's regarding what, to prove Dominique wrong, or? I guess, Dominique, you were talking about something, and then Marshall found a video about what you were talking about.
I don't know exactly what Marshall's problem is with me, but he need to cut it out. Because if he keep coming off the mic talking to me like that, I'm going to have a problem with him.
Dominic, you talk to me like
Where's the guy that you've been talking about?
Real simple. I was pointing out.
Dominique, shut up. Grown men are doing grown men shit. Lion, where's the PTR you were talking about? Because this is the man that was born in Prussia. The other guy that you're thinking of was a Roman emperor in the 900th, in the 9th century, 10th century. And that guy looked racially ambiguous, probably.
That's what I found.
my original statement.
These are two different guys. That's
What did I say about Germany?
No
You were
burden for him who has completed the journey, who is free of sorrows and all else, who has broken off all chains. The mindful put forth great effort. They do not remain content in the household life, but leave their homes behind just as swans leave a muddy lake. Arahants do not hoard. They take a right view of eating, focused on deliverance and void. They leave no trace like the path of birds in the sky. He who is free from obsessions, eating simply, clear-headed and focused on liberation like a migrating bird, leave no trace of a track in the sky. Even the gods delight in the presence of one who has freed himself from pride and mental obsessions, who has his senses under control like horses trained by an expert trainer. Done with the round of rebirths, he is as accepting as the earth, as firm as a doorpost, placid as a pond, free of mud and dutiful. Whoever has reached a state of freedom through perfect wisdom, peaceful and unshakable, is non-violent in his mind, his speech, his action. Whoever is in touch with the infinite, free of attachment, desireless, is the highest among men. Delightful is the place of where the saints dwell, be it village or forest, cavern or open field. Delightful are forests where more worldly men find no joy, being free of the pull of desire. Saints who seek no worldly pleasures find delight in such places. This is called Thousands. This is the 8th chapter of the Dhammapada, Sayings of the Buddha. A single wise word bringing peace to the listener is worth more than 1,000 speeches full of empty words. A single verse full of meaning, bringing peace to the listener is worth more than 1,000 verses full of empty words. One may recite 100 verses full of vain descriptions, but a single verse bringing peace to the listener is.
Over, things are really good. And think about it this way, neurodivergent characters, they do something very, very fantastic.
Break out of here. I do want to acknowledge.
Because this is.
I said before, what is involved is a dialogue, an interchange between two people. One who has defined himself as a student, and has therefore defined the other as the teacher. There is no teacher until a student arrives, no problem until a question is raised. So students create teachers. If you ask a question, you get 30 blows with a stick. If you don't ask a question, you get 30 blows with a stick. Because you put yourself in statu pupillari. You've defined yourself as having a problem. Now, nobody really has a problem. But the Maya, the game of life, is to pretend that you do. Going back to fundamental Hinduism, the Godhead, or the Self, pretends it's all of us. And so gets lost, and so has a ball. And dreams all this goings on. So when you're on your way out from the dream, it suddenly occurs to you that you have a problem.
Because this is the man that was born in Prussia. The other guy that you're thinking of was a Roman emperor in the 900th, in the 9th century, 10th century. And that guy looked racially ambiguous, probably. Original statement. These are two different guys.
What did I say about journeys? One for him who has completed the journey, who is free of sorrows and all else, who has broken off all chains. The mindful put forth great effort. They do not remain content in the house of life.
You have more background on her.
Just as swans leave a muddy lake. Arahants do not hoard. They take a right view of eating. Focused on deliverance and void, they leave no trace like the path of birds in the sky. The honor paid to he who is free from obsessions, eating simply, his head hidden, focused on liberation like a migrating bird, leave no trace of a track in the sky. Even the gods delight in the presence of one who has freed himself from pride and mental obsessions. Who has his senses under control like horses trained by an expert trainer. The meditation on Aleph. I am without beginning, without end, older than night or day, younger than the babe newborn, brighter than light, darker than darkness, beyond all things and creatures, yet fixed in the heart of everyone. From me the shining worlds flow forth to me. The meditation on Aleph. I am without beginning, without end, older than night or day, younger than the babe newborn, brighter than light, darker than darkness, beyond all things.
You would like to get out of this. So one such student went to a Zen master and he said, we have to dress and eat every day. And how do we get out of all that? In other words, you might ask the question in this way. We have to work and get up Monday morning, go to the office, do all this routine, sell something and so on. How do we get out of the rat race? So we have to dress and eat every day. And how do we get rid of all that? The master said, we dress, we eat. The student said, I don't understand. He replied, if you don't understand, put on your clothes and eat your food. No, this is the kind of dialogue so characteristic of Zen. So the position is this. The master, on being approached by a student about the problem of life, says, I have nothing to teach you. I am a Zen master. I have nothing to say. Zen is not words. And furthermore, everything is perfectly clear. There was a Confucian scholar who went to a Zen master and said, what is your secret teaching? And he replied, there is a saying in your own teacher Confucius which explains it all. Don't you remember when Confucius said to his disciples, do you suppose that I'm concealing something from you? I've held nothing back. And the scholar didn't get this. So a few days later, they were walking together in the mountains, and they passed a wild laurel bush. And the Zen master said to the Confucian scholar, do you smell it? He said, yes. He said, you see, I'm holding nothing back. So the position of the Zen master is, there is nothing to tell you. There is no, we're not offering you any panacea, any solution, any doctrine, any big goodie to the problem of life. Because the problem is an illusion. Well, then the student under these circumstances thinks, well, this is some sort of a come-on. He's testing my sincerity. And of course, the nothing which he has to teach is the mystery of the great void. See? He doesn't take it as meaning just plain old ordinary nothing, but the great void. And so he persists. And the teacher makes him persist until he gets way out on a limb. He has to persist so much that he practically dedicates his life, saying, just as the way Huikar symbolically cut off his arm. The student is put in the position of dedicating his life to solving this thing and getting what that teacher has. And of course, there wasn't anything all along. But he's been put in that position. So then, once he's in Statu Pupillari, once he becomes a student, he's put through all kinds of hoops. They make him learn to meditate, to sit cross-legged, practice Zazen, and then they also add to the trouble by asking impossible questions, which are called koan. And these questions are palpably absurd. What they're saying, essentially, at least the elementary koans that are all concerned with this, are requests for behavior on the part of the student that will be perfectly genuine. In other words, show me who you are. Now, wait a minute, I don't want to see any social definition of you. I don't want to know your name, your address, who your parents were. I want to see the absolutely authentic you. It's like existentialists talk about authentic being. Or it might be in the same way a confessor, father confessor in a Christian sense could say, now, give me a really good confession. What is the bad thing you've really done? And you confess to him adulteries and murders and thefts and sacrilege and blasphemies and cussing and so on. And he says, oh, no, come off it. Those are only trivial sins. Come on now, what is the really awful thing you've done? I don't know, what me? This is the backwards way of doing exactly the same thing as Zen Master is doing. Saying, who are you really? Are you anybody? Is anybody home? Have you got anything? And they do things like making you shout. See, this word is a very important word in Zen. Nothing. Mu. It's represented by the empty circle. The word mu in Japanese. So they say, now say it. Say mu. Mu! You know, with all your your guts going into it. They say, no, you don't know how to say that. Come on, that's feeble. That's nothing. Let's really say it. They have every kind of trick like that to show you that the more you make an effort to be genuine, the more of a fool you become. And they tie you up in knots until you're desperate. There was an American Zen student who was on a Fulbright, and I gave him a year to study Zen. And he started to panic because he had only a month to go and he hadn't realized it. And he knew he had to. And he went to the Zen master and said, damn it. He said, look, I've only got a month left. The master said, all right, we'll have what we call Osession. Osession is an intense meditation practice where you only sleep 3 hours a night sort of thing, and you meditate all the rest of the time. Let's go, let's really do it. And every day, 3 times, you come to me and present the answer to your Zen problem, your koan. And it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse, and he got more and more desperate. That here was this Fulbright going to end, and he wouldn't know what Zen was all about. Well, practically on the last day, he suddenly saw there was nothing to see. It's all right the way it is. And this tremendous illumination, this load off his head, was of course what the master was trying to make him do. And now in the ordinary way, if you're not on a Fulbright, and you can stay around further, and the master will then play a trick on you. He'll say, now that's wonderful. You got your foot in at the gate. You realize there's nothing to realize. You realize the void. There's nothing to cling to, you see. There are no barriers, no blocks in any direction. It's all transparent. But that is just the beginning. And it's all a necessity now for you to discipline yourself much harder, to make great efforts, really to get through. So, what are you going to do about that?
Providing this room with high quality wisdom information.
The student may say, well, I've had enough. I think I've realized what it's all about. And he goes away. Sometime later, he begins to worry. Because, you see, the great emotional relief of this insight begins to wear off. And life begins to look ordinary again. And so he said, maybe I did miss something. That was a very good master I went to. I better go back. So back he goes. And the teacher comes off very...
Okay, I'm going to read from Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching. The energy of the universe. The way of heaven is like a well that is used but never used up. It is eternal, and the creator of everything in the world. In it all sharpness is dulled, all tangles untied, all glare shut out, all dust swept away. Where did it come from? I do not know. It is older than eternity. The very best are like water. They benefit all things without trying to. They are content with low places that others dislike. That is why water is so near to heaven's way. The very best in their homes love simplicity. In their hearts love what is deep. In their words love what is true. In friendship love what is gentle. The very best in the world love what is peaceful. In government love what is orderly. In deeds love what is right. In actions love what is timely. It is because they do not compete with others that they are loved by all. Silence. Those who know don't speak. Those who speak don't know. Close your mouth. Dull your senses. Smooth what's sharp. Untie all tangles. Shut out all glare. Wipe away all dust. This is your real self. Be on heaven's way without desires or dislikes, benefit or harm, honor or disgrace. This is being heaven's highest for one under heaven. Knowing, without leaving his door, the wise one knows everything under heaven. Without looking out his window, he knows the way of heaven. But the farther one travels, the less one knows. Therefore, the wise one arrives without going, sees heaven without looking, does nothing, yet achieves everything. Just be ordinary. It is because people say some things that are beautiful that the idea of ugliness exists. It is because people say some things are good that the idea of evil exists. Being and non-being come out of each other, difficult and easy are part of each other. Long and short define each other, high and low determine each other, sharp and flat harmonize each other, front and back follow each other. Therefore the wise one acts without doing, shows without saying, accepts without reservation, receives but doesn't possess, raises but doesn't own, guides but doesn't depend, succeeds but isn't proud, and for this very reason he is successful. Being still, the dark is the root of the light.
The energy of the universe. The way of heaven is like a well. The energy of the universe. But never used up. The way of heaven is like a well that is used. The way of heaven is like a well. It is eternal. Used, but never used up. The creator of everything is eternal. In it all sharpness is dull.
Very tough. And says, no, you're no good. You didn't stick with it. Why should I take you back? Oh, Master, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was young and inexperienced, and now I've come to my senses. So the teacher finally says, all right, you're on probation. So again, he starts another koan. And this one comes in from a completely different point of view. And he's got others that come from this way, from this way, from this way, from this way. And the point is always, so long as I can beguile you as teacher into thinking there's something you could get, you need to study with me. When I can no longer fool you into thinking that there's something to get out of life, you'll know that you're life. You don't get something out of it, you're it. But so long as you can be phased and you can be taken in.
The honor paid to the one who has achieved self-mastery for one single instant is worth more than monthly offerings of 1,000 pieces of gold. Honoring the one who has achieved self-mastery for one single instant is worth more than living in the forest, tending the sacred fire for 100 years. Making offerings for glory and recognition is not 1/4 as worthy as honoring the upright. Whoever shows reverence and respect for the aged is rewarded fourfold, with long life, beauty, happiness, and strength. Even a single day of a life lived virtuously and meditatively is worth more than 100 years lived wantonly and without discipline. A single day's life of a wise and contemplative man is worth more than 100 years lived wantonly and without. The energy of the universe. The way of heaven is like a well that is used but never used up. It is eternal, and the creator of everything in the world. In it all sharpness is dulled, all tangles untied, all glare shut out, all dust swept away. Where did it come from? I do not know. It is older than eternity. The very best are like water. They benefit all things without trying to. They are content with low places that others dislike. It is why water is so near to heaven's way. The very best in their homes love simplicity, in their hearts love what is deep. In their words love what is true, in friendship love what is gentle. The very best in the world love what is peaceful, in government love what is orderly, in deeds love what is right, in actions love what is timely. It is because they do not compete with others that they are loved by all. Silence. Those who know don't speak, those who speak don't know. Close your mouth, dull your senses, smooth what's sharp. Untie all tangles, shut out all glare, wipe away all dust. This is your real self. Be on heaven's way without desires or dislikes, benefit or harm, honor or disgrace. This is being heaven's highest for one under heaven. Knowing, without leaving his door, the wise one knows everything under heaven. Without looking out his window, he knows the way of heaven. But the farther one travels, the less one knows. Therefore, the wise one arrives without going, sees heaven without looking, does nothing, yet achieves everything. Just be ordinary. It is because people say some things that are beautiful that the idea of ugliness exists. It is because people say some things are good that the idea of evil exists. Being and non-being come out of each other, difficult and easy are part of each other. Long and short define each other, high and low determine each other, sharp and flat harmonize each other, front and back follow each other. Therefore the wise one acts without doing, shows without saying, accepts without reservation, receives but doesn't possess, raises but doesn't own, guides but doesn't depend, succeeds but isn't proud, and for this very reason he is successful. Being still, the dark is. Happiness rests on unhappiness, unhappiness lies in wait for happiness, but who is aware that the highest good is but never used up? It is eternal.
Now the teacher. You need a teacher. So in the end, when the student no longer needs...
The energy of the universe. The way of heaven is like a well that is used but never used up. It is eternal, and the creator of everything in the world. In it all sharpness is dulled, all tangles untied, all glare shut out, all dust swept away. Where did it come from? I do not know. It is older than eternity. The very best are like water. They benefit all things without trying to. They are content with low places that others dislike. That is why water is so near to heaven's way. The very best in their homes love simplicity, in their hearts love what is deep. In their words love what is true, in friendship love what is gentle. The very best in the world love what is peaceful, in government love what is orderly, in deeds love what is right, in actions love what is timely. It is because they do not compete with others that they are loved by all. Silence. Those who know don't speak, those who speak don't know. Close your mouth, dull your senses, smooth what's sharp, untie all tangles, shut out all glare, wipe away all dust. This is your real self. Be on heaven's way without desires or dislikes, benefit or harm, honor or disgrace. This is being heaven's highest for one under heaven. Knowing, Without leaving his door, the wise one knows everything under heaven. Without looking out his window, he knows the way of heaven. But the farther one travels, the less one knows. Therefore, the wise one arrives without going, sees heaven without looking, does nothing, yet achieves everything. Just be ordinary. It is because people say some things that are beautiful that the idea of ugliness exists. It is because people say some things are good that the idea of evil exists. Being and non-being come out of each other, difficult and easy are part of each other. Long and short define each other, high and low determine each other, sharp and flat harmonize each other, front and back follow each other. Therefore the wise one acts without doing, shows without saying, accepts without reservation, receives but doesn't possess, raises but doesn't own, guides but doesn't depend, succeeds but isn't proud, and for this very reason he is successful.
Just be ordinary. It is because people say some things that are beautiful that the idea of ugliness exists. It is because people say some things are good that the idea of evil exists. Being and non-being come out of each other. Difficult and easy are part of each other. Long and short define each other, high and low determine each other, sharp and flat harmonize each other, front and back follow each other. Therefore the wise one acts without doing, shows without saying, accepts without reservation, receives but doesn't possess, raises but doesn't own, guides but doesn't depend, succeeds but isn't proud, and for this very reason he is successful. Being still, the dark is the root of the light, the still is the source of all motion, though the wise one travels all day. Though the wise one travels all day, he never leaves his heart. However beautiful the view, he stays serenely quiet. How foolish is a great lord who runs around like a fool, losing himself to all the world and the chance of heaven. Moderation, stretch a bow to the very full, and your wish you'd stopped in time. Grind a sword to its sharpest edge, and you'll find it soon grows dull. When gold and jade fill your house, you'll find they can't be safely guarded. Wealth and fame bring pride, which brings ruin in its train. When your work is done, then stop, such is heaven's way. Winners, the best charioteers don't rush ahead. The best fighters don't show their strength. The greatest leaders win without a fight. The richest salesmen act with great humility. This is the power that comes with not fighting. This is the way that heaven uses people, and this is the way to win. Pushing, he who stands on tiptoe isn't steady. He who pushes ahead doesn't go far. He who tries to be a star clouds his own way. He who defines himself cannot be distinct. He who boasts of what he'll do cannot succeed. He who's proud of his own work creates nothing that will last. This is like feeding people who are already full. They will be rejected by heaven and its way. Balance. If you try to change the world, you won't succeed. For the world is like a holy vessel, dangerous to toy with. Those who mess with it harm it. Those who grab at it lose it.
Just be ordinary. Just be ordinary. It is because people say some things that are beautiful that the idea
It is because people say some things that are boy that fooled him the whole way through. He says at the same time, profound respect, and you wonderful rascal. There's a very strange thing in the, I've poked around a good deal lately in Japan among American Zen students to find out what's going on. And they tell me that the
energy of the universe
is very tough.
The way of heaven is like a well that is used but never used up. It is eternal, and the creator
he turns into your older brother and is a person you feel going right along with you, beside you, helping you in this thing full of friendship and compassion and everything. But occasionally he will suddenly turn and bring on the authoritarian stuff. But they do it in a very strange way. There was a Zen master who on a Saturday morning, when he should have been woken up at 8 o'clock, was woken up at 7, or whatever the time was. No, he should have been woken up at 8 on Saturdays and 7.
Just be ordinary. It is because people say some things that are beautiful that the idea of ugliness exists. It is because people say some things are good that the idea of evil exists. Being and non-being come out of each other. Difficult and easy are part of each other. Long and short define each other. High and low determine each other. Sharp and flat harmonize each other. Front and back follow each other. Therefore the wise one acts without doing, shows without saying, accepts without reservation, receives but doesn't possess, raises but doesn't own, guides but doesn't depend, succeeds but isn't proud. And for the
Lebanon and Jordan and I think you understand about the world. Hey, my friend here has been like reading into one particular the right kind of guy, and it turned out that he was.
Is Adrian Elon? Is Elon?
So this is why I stopped by quote posting these space to me.
I don't think you know Leonard. I actually don't think you know it. Much Destiny.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, trigger warning. This is a very upsetting video. If viewer discretion is advised.
I was shocked that this person lived by well. So basically, your mom.
On weekdays. So this was a Saturday, and his attendant monk came and woke him up at 8. He was immediately looked at the clock and was absolutely furious that he'd been woken up an hour late because he didn't know it was Saturday. So he struck out at this monk in a rage. And the monk said, "Master, but it's Saturday." He said, "Oh." Anger disappeared, absolutely serene, no apologies. So you see the nature of this game is the Zen game. And I seem to have given away the show to you. Told you all the inside mechanics of it. But you would discover that if you tangle with a Zen master and you think you know from what I told you what are the mechanics of it, and you stuck your neck out to put yourself in the position of being an inquirer, everything I told you would be useless. He would outwit you completely. That's what consists in being a master. He's not doing it because he wants to be superior and to put down other human beings. He's doing it out of great compassion because he feels he knows something which if you could find out, you would just be so happy. And I'm going into all the various problems which have to do with the control of the mind. And so I might introduce what I'm going to say by saying it from different points of view. For example, if you're interested in communications, it will be the problem of feedback. Or if I may put it in theological terms, how does man follow the will of God if the will of man is perverse? The theologians say, you cannot do this without having divine grace, or the power to follow the will of God. How then do you get grace? Why is grace given to some and not to others? If I cannot follow the will of God by my own effort because my will is selfish, how will my will, which is selfish, be transformed into an unselfish will? If I cannot do it because I am already the selfish will, then grace must do it. If grace has not already done it, why not? Because I didn't accept it. But by definition, I had no power to accept it because my will was selfish. Must I then become a Calvinist and say that only those people who are predestined to receive grace will be able to live the good life? Then we come back.
Very reason he is successful, being still. The dark is the root of the light. The still is the source of all motion. Though the wise one travels all day, though the wise one travels all day, he never leaves his heart. However beautiful the view, he stays serenely quiet. How foolish is a great lord who runs around like a fool, losing himself to all the world and the chance of heaven. Moderation, stretch a bow to the very full, and your wish you'd stopped in time. Grind a sword to its sharpest edge, and you'll find it soon grows dull. When gold and jade fill your house, you'll find they can't be safely guarded. Wealth and fame bring pride, which brings ruin in its train. When your work is done, then stop, such as heaven's way. Winners, the best charioteers don't rush ahead. The best fighters don't show their strength. The greatest leaders win without a fight. The richest salesmen act with great humility. This is the power that comes with not fighting. This is the way that heaven uses people, and this is the way to win. Pushing, he who stands on tiptoe isn't steady. He who pushes ahead doesn't go far. He who tries to be a star clouds his own way. He who defines himself cannot be distinct. He who boasts of what he'll do cannot succeed. He who's proud of his own work creates nothing that will last. This is like feeding people who are already full. They will be rejected by heaven in its way. Balance. If you try to change the world, you won't succeed. For the world is like...
to the inadmissible position that people who live evil lives and do not get grace because they are not predestined to it out of the infinite wisdom of the Godhead, then God himself must be held responsible for their evil deeds. And so that is a nice little tangle. If I put this in the language of Oriental philosophy and religion, it would be something like this. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. One who abandons that desire attains nirvana, which is supreme peace, liberation. Nirvana means in Sanskrit, blow out. That is, exhale the breath. The opposite, desire, is to breathe in. Now, if you breathe in and hold it, you lose your breath. But if you breathe out, it comes back to you. So the principle here is, if you want life, don't cling to it. Let go. But the problem is, if I desire not to desire, is that not already desire? How can I desire not to desire? How can I surrender myself when myself is precisely an urge to hold on, to cling to life, to continue to survive? I can see rationally that by clinging to myself, I may strangle myself. I may be like a person who has a bad habit, as a result of which he is committing suicide. And he knows that, but can't give it up, because the means of death are so sweet. So it all comes down to this basic question. That human beings have for a long, long time been concerned about transforming their minds. Is there any way in which one's mind can be transformed? Or is it simply a process which is nothing more than a vicious circle? I could ask, why have you come here this afternoon? What were you looking for? Would it be too presumptuous of me to say that you were looking for help? That you hoped you would hear somebody who had something to say that would be of help and relevance to you as members of a world which is running into the most intense difficulty. A world beset by a complex of problems, any one of which would be bad enough. But when you add together all the great political, social, and ecological problems with which we are faced, they are appalling. And one naturally says, the reason why we are in such a mess is not simply that we have wrong systems for doing things, whether they be technological, political, or religious, but we have the wrong people. The systems may be all right, but they are in the wrong hands because we are all, in various ways, self-seeking, lacking in wisdom, lacking in courage, afraid of death, afraid of pain, unwilling really to cooperate with others, unwilling to be open to others. And we all think that's too bad. It's me that's wrong. And if only I could be the right person. Is this man going to tell me something that will help me to change myself so that I will be a more creative and cooperative member of the human race? I would like to improve. So in so many people's minds and from so many different angles, there is this urgent feeling that I must improve me. And this is critically important because it's obvious that, at least it's superficially obvious, that the way things are, we are going to hell fast. Now, in this question, can I improve me? There is the obvious difficulty that if I am in need of improvement, the person who's going to do the improving is the one who needs to be improved. And there immediately immediately we have a vicious circle. All right. You want grace? Well, ask God. Maybe he'll give it to you. And the theologian will tell you, yes, God gives his grace freely. He gives it to all because he loves all. It's here like the air. All you have to do is receive it. Or a more orthodox, a Catholic Christian would say, all you have to do is to be baptized, to take the holy sacrament of the altar, the bread and wine, the body and blood of Christ, and there is the grace right there. And it's given by these simple physical means so that it's very easily and readily available. Well, a lot of people got baptized, and it doesn't always take. People fall from grace. Why do they? You see, we're just talking about the same old problem, but we put it a step up. But it's the same problem. How can I improve myself? Was the first problem. The second problem is, how can I accept grace? They're both the same problem. Because you've got to make a move, which will put yourself out of your own control into the control of a better. If you don't believe in the Christian kind of a God, you can believe in the Hindu kind of a God, who is your inner self. You see, you've got a lower self, which you can call your ego. That's that little scoundrelous fellow that's always out for me. But behind the ego, there is the Atman, the inner self, the inward light, as Quakers would call it, the real self, the spirit, which is substantially identical with God. So you've got to meditate in such a way that you identify with your higher self. How do you do that? Well, you start by watching all your thoughts very carefully, watching your feelings, watching your emotions, so that you begin to build up a sense of separation between the watcher and what is watched. So that you are, as it were, no longer carried away by your own stream of consciousness. You remain the witness, impassively, impartially, suspending judgment and watching it all go on. That seems to be something like progress. At least you're taking an objective view of what is going on. You are beginning to be in a position to control it. But just wait a minute. Who is this self behind the self, the watching self? Can you watch that one? It's interesting if you do, because you find out, of course, that this is just as the problem of grace is nothing more than a transposition of the first problem. How am I to be unselfish? By my own power. It becomes, how am I to get grace by my own power? So in the same way, we find that the watching self, or the observing self, behind all our thoughts and feelings, is itself a thought. That is to say, when the police enter a house in which there are thieves, the thieves go up from the ground floor to the first floor. When the police arrive on the first floor, the thieves have gone up to the second, and so to the third, and finally out to the roof. And so when the ego is about to be unmasked, it immediately identifies with the higher self. It goes up a level. Because the religious game is simply a refined and highbrow version of the ordinary game. How can I outwit me? How can I one-up me?
Fucking chocolate syrup or powder.
Congratulations. You are not American. You are an Israeli, right?
No. I'm living good. I do.
And your breasts are like pomegranates. Give me a fish and break. But when it's saying Adam and
like pomegranates.
yeah, but when it says Adam,
Andrew, just because you don't want to accept that God has declared that human breasts are equivalent to pomegranates doesn't mean that you should ignore
right before the establishment of the state of Israel in 1947 between Pakistan and India. More than 1 million on each side. And at the end of World War II, something like 11 million people had to be relocated to other areas to flee the war. And became refugees and were resettled in new places and did not have a right of return.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and only the Jewish people, this problem that we have between the Jews and the Arabs, this was the only conflict that they didn't allow relocation.
Yeah, but
and we should, and now it has to happen.
Yeah, but they voted again. Like, this blows my mind. Like, learning more about what was happening in the Middle East at the time. Like, the people in Gaza voted Hamas, a terrorist organization, to represent them, right? And that's fine. They had one election, and the next time, miraculously, the people, the Hamas people said, like, you know what? No elections. No more elections. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, and it's so much on the nose. Like, none of this makes any sense.
Because I'm not blaming it on heterosexuals. I'm referring to the toxicity within the gay community.
You're certainly.
Yeah, I don't know. Sadness. Yeah, I can hear sadness in your voice. That's a part you know a lot more about that than I do, I think.
I grew up in Chicago. People in her apartment and every day.
Yes,
Yes.
entered her.
A black girl just got raped in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Paris suburb reels after anti-Semitic robbery.
Was it a Frenchman?
How is it an anti-Semitic robbery?
No, it was a student. It was
Was he a baby-faced student?
Yeah, he was old French family, Muhammad Ahmad.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe she should thank her Jewish brethren for, in creating the circumstances and policies which invited so many of them into the fucking country.
Oh, that's true. I know, the Jews.
If they would leave them on their land, they wouldn't be there.
The Jews don't have land.
They stole the land from the Jews in the year 637.
No, they didn't. Those aren't the same people, dummy. The people that stole the land are now living in America ruling, right? The people that stole your land were Romans. It was not Palestinian people that stole your land. And actually, if you're Ashkenazi, you were never there. Let's not wake that up. Only those other people were. You guys have no DNA outside of Europe.
So how did I end up looking like
How did I end up in all of that? I don't know, Steve. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. One thing you got to stop doing, though, is being a victim. You're not a victim, you're a victor, and you keep acting like a victim. It looks bad. And I told you, I think even if you were not Jewish, this would be you. I think
you look kind of Greek.
No matter what.
Like, if you said you were Greek, I would believe it.
Yeah. He looks very Greek. But that's who they are. The Greeks stole... You know what? Let me be quiet. I go with this black shit.
There's only two races in the world, black and non-black.
Incorrect. You can't lump yourself in with us when it suits you.
Yeah, and then you're black when you need the civil rights.
That's a good point. You guys flip out when you get called white.
Yeah.
So which race would that be for you, Zach? Which one of those? Check out the pin link to the top. Maybe you guys. That sounds right.
I can't read it. Can someone read it to me?
It says the Jew, a Negro.
Ooh.
Being a study of the Negro Jew.
Yeah.
Jewish Negro. When was this published?
It don't matter.
1991. Oh, 2019. Chronicle Reviews.
It's actually a very old book. It's from the 1800s.
1 star. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it's been.
हो गया वो
भैया वो हो गया जी वो हो गया
भाई फिर से भाई क्वेश्चन कर रहा हूँ मैंने सुना था जब
ओके भाई चलिए
एक मिनट रुक जाओ भाई सारा पूछेंगे शांत सारा ने पूछी तो
जायरा तुम्हारी असल बताओ
हाँ
तुम्हारी असल एज बताओ
28
हाँ
लड़की की दुश्मन रहती
व्हाट मैंने
28 बोले करेक्ट अरुण भाई से कौन पूछ रहे
बिल्ली हत्ती के ऊपर चढ़ने जा रही
चिमटी अगर हत्ती के कान तक पहुंच गई तो उसको भी पागल कर देती
अरुण भाई से कौन पूछ रहे मैं रुक जाओ मैं पूछ रहा हूँ
पूछो भैया
हारून बाबू के बुल्ले का साइज क्या है
6 इंच तने तो है देखो भैया
और बेटे तो
है 5
Why do you think he's doing that? Quran isn't necessary. The gospel isn't necessary. These divine simplest. It's not just me. It's not a Muslim versus other paradigms. Even within the Christian paradigm, there are a lot of Christians who are completely against this. And Jews, there are Jews who oppose Maimonides wholeheartedly. They do takfir on him. Maimonides is a kafir.
Yeah. Joe, Dominic,
I'm not surprised. Oh my God, I'm not surprised by this because of the fact that the Jewish people in Great Britain are trying to get the Palestinian land already. So they were probably doing the same in Germany too. And the thing was the German people, those, especially those who wanted the Jews out of Germany, were actually welcoming this because this was a much more cleaner way of getting rid of them. So I don't see this being something that's not well known. This is something that's not bad.
So it would describe why there's a problem in that region.
Yeah, I don't know why this is.
That's a very simple solution.
Welcome to the Palestine issue.
That's a very simple way of looking at it.
No, but Redrum, what was your deal with this issue? What was the you said this is
Yes, I have no deal. I just brought it up to discuss on what people.
Because he learned about it last week. Yes, I think he learned about it.
He saw a YouTube video about it last.
He was like, "Yo,
oh, shut your faggot ass up."
I mean, it was on YouTube.
Bitch.
It was on YouTube.
Am I right?
Hey, it was on YouTube. I know.
Fucking right.
So there's a book about the state of Israel's creation. I think My Promised Land. That talks about this, about how the Jewish people of Europe are facing a lot of issues and discriminations, and also pogroms, especially in Russia. Well, I think there was a faction in Germany, and there was also a faction in Britain that was courting their governments to give the land of Palestine to them as a state that they could as a state that they could create a Jewish state out of. This is something that I knew about this when I was reading about Palestine and the issue.
Yeah,
most people don't even know about that symbol, though.
Well, I thought by now most people have looked into the history of the creation of Israel. So, like chaos, if I didn't know it already, it doesn't come as a surprise.
Okay, Fred, I would like to introduce you to the Talmud, which was a Ubaid period for, what is it called? Basically Mesopotamia. The Jews, before they were Jewish, they were Mesopotamian. Yeah. And Abraham's father's name was Terah.
That makes sense.
The gods they worshipped at the time was Asherah, Baal, Moloch, and, they got Anut as well, but, yeah.
There was one other deity that had traveled back and forth between cities of the Babylonians and then the Assyrian Dark Age at the same time, or around the same time, I should say.
Red Rum, are you PMSing or something? You're like,
your dad was PMSing, bro. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you today, but I was not talking to you, and you come at me. So don't even start, Florida. Don't start with me like, I don't know what I didn't do shit to you. So don't come at me just because I brought up a topic. Don't come at me because I brought up a topic.
You already answered my question. It was an affirmative yes.
Yeah, affirmative yes, and your dad's a family, yeah.
Oh man,
it must be the bamboo. It must be the bamboo.
What are you niggers talking about? I'm sorry, fucking my name.
What are you guys talking about here? What are you guys? Hey, bro, Chaos has been on fire lately, bro. Chaos was like, what? I don't fucking know you. I said a lot.
Anything else? Bitch, give me the season finale. I've watched every episode of this.
Alibaba is a really, really large website as well. They also tie into other assets. So overseas,
handle a war like that. That's all I got.
Okay, one mic on Dr. Albert.
The Native Americans
one mic on Dr.
I just want to ask the Native Americans about
Jerry's Dr. Albert. Dr. Albert been waiting patiently. We want him to get in here. Dr. Albert, Mike.
Yeah, I've heard Brother Anthony echo this, and this may sound a bit cruel, but we have to understand who and what our government is. America and Israel are one and the same, and they'll never, ever separate. This is business. The Palestinians have no choice except survival. The United States, because Israel mismanaged some things, had to step in and be big brother. Okay, we got it. We're here now. Matter of fact, we're going to take this. This is a real estate deal. We're going to take this. However, Israel, you're going to manage it. Because the United States and Israel owe each other a lot. With the OPEC agreement, the United States and Israel is responsible for a large deal of security detail in assistance to the United States. So much that Israel has assisted that America has an embassy that encompasses the majority of that area in Europe, going north of Israel. So the countermeasures are spies and things of that nature that the United States uses. The United States maintains balance because they understand, we're going to have capital gains and capital losses. The United States is not concerned with the opinion of citizens because we do not hold any jurisdiction geopolitically. We are the citizens of the United States. The United States is doing their job to protect the best interest of the citizens of the United States. They're not going to cater to one demographic. They're just not going to do that. I don't quite understand what you're expecting to happen when the ramifications of anything going wrong with Israel would deeply affect the relationship with the United States. Something Israel doesn't know. So I don't quite understand why it's being taken.
I'm bored. I'm sorry.
What's up,
Edmund. Edmund thing?
Is that Edmund? I think so.
It is. He was talking about you very badly. And he recorded you talking about that Nora thing.
He records everything.
That's why you thought I was doing it.
I think we should be so fucking surprised.
So then why did you try to give me shit when you thought I was recording?
Because you were acting all fucking weird. You were like trying to set
weird.
Because I was being calm.
Yeah,
Edmund, with Edmund, we know he's recording, so it's like a given.
I don't record unless I say something. I'm like, I'm recording it. And I don't have my other phone. And I don't have free hands. So.
What are they, enslaved?
So, do any Schwartz in here have any Yeezy apparel?
Does your mom have any Yeezy apparel?
It's in the meal, bro.
Definitely ordering some.
I've definitely looked at. I've definitely looked on eBay for Yeezy shoes, and I've come close to buying, but I just never pulled the trigger.
Let me ask you this, John. Do you think that this T-shirt will be a collector's item?
Let's see. Are you PTRing or something?
No, I mean you can click on the link.
Oh.
It's the only product he's selling now on Yeezy.com.
Have you ever seen, like a year ago I went...
They won't ship it to the UK.
They won't?
It's like such a Schwartz thing to do.
Are they going to open it, or is he on a list already, or what?
Did you ever actually see his pipeline? Did you see his editor or whatever the fuck his product is, that digital product he has that allows you to make beats or edits or whatever the fuck it is? You never saw that shit? That was the whole point. Like when he was doing his whole thing, if you went to Yeezy or whatever, you could, or Yee or whatever it was, you could buy this like technological device. It was some, I don't know what the fuck it was. I never saw anybody that had it. I wasn't going to drop $200 on it. And I didn't even understand what the fuck you could do with it. But I knew you could like, I don't know, create music with it or something. Huh?
There was some like utility. It looked cool though. It did look like it'd be a cool little thing. I remember that. Is it called like the I something or?
I don't remember what
What's
he.
the name of it?
Fuck, we could find out. He's probably still selling it. That's my point. Is like I've already researched it. I'm not about to go research it again tonight. I mean.
Fucking archive way back machine and go look at his fucking.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna waste my fingertip power.
Well, you're sitting here with
It's true. I'm not. I've already looked all this up, and like I'm just bringing it up because there's no point to bring it up anymore. I mean. But I gotta say, his Adidas shoes or whatever, I think they're still legit. I would go on eBay and buy a pair right now, but I have so many fucking shoes right now. It'd be crazy to buy another pair.
But what about the T-shirt?
I would never buy that fucking T-shirt because it's so stupid. It's like a child took a fucking image overlay, put it on a blank white T-shirt, and you're gonna tell me that's even like a marketing? Like you don't even know what kind of quality fucking T-shirt it is. It's so stupid.
It's $20. You can't go wrong. Just buy it as an experiment. But the point here is,
it's so bad.
What other time in history are you going to have the ability to buy a mass-produced swastika? Like,
I don't know. Go on.
like if I went on Redbubble and tried to print a swastika, they would stop me.
It's like anticipation. It's like, bro, it's a fucking meme coin. It's like I didn't care. I just bought the fucking stuff to be like, fuck you. That's why. It's like in 2009 or something. Fucking in the UK, Simon Cowell's fucking bullshit TV show or whatever the fuck it was. They just like ruined the Christmas #1 every time because they ended the show right before Christmas so that they could get the record, that the fucking Pop Idol or Britain's Got Talent, whatever the fuck it's called, X Factor, so that they get Christmas #1. And it was so bad that out of protest, organically, grassroots people, this started spreading around. The people were buying Killing in the Name as a protest vote, as fuck you. And in like 2009 or 2011, whatever fucking year it was, I bought Killing in the Name, which I fucking hate that song, by the way, as a protest vote, as a fuck you, right? Like, I would buy that t-shirt and I don't even care if it does no rhyme, because it's a fuck you to the system. That's why. It's like it's like going to a movie on opening weekend. It's like I was there, bro. It's like a Woodstock T-shirt. It's just.
So you mean to tell me the word Nazi doesn't come from Ashkenazi? People always say it's not the same. Just like German.
The video uploaded to Twitter. It's not uploading to Telegram though.
It comes from Ashkenazi because it's a Jewish word. The National Socialist Party never referred to themselves as Nazis. This is a Jewish slur.
That's what I'm saying. Like literally.
No. What I'm saying is, man, if you're gonna
talk about N-word, Z-word shit, man. You might be the N-word that you talking about. You might be the Z-word you talking about. I don't know what to tell you all. It's just my thoughts. They're the truth of the earth, and you can get the math. Do you know how to spell truth of the earth and the math? This is like a Clown House Town show, right?
Well, we don't. What's the Mark Twain quote about, like, you know,
I'm gonna go take a huge shit and read a book and think about all of you motherfuckers. Bye.
There's something, it's quoted in The Big Short, either in the beginning or the end of the film.
I don't know. It sounds like that Jewish conspiracy movie to level up and pull the rug on the mortgages and shit. What's that shit about?
See, this is the job
Do you want to laugh? I'll waste your time. I'm alternate jazzing now, motherfucker. Do you know the story about the J word and the Z word? Have you heard the newest conspiracy theory? Have you heard the newest conspiracy theory? I don't give a fuck what you do. I got hair to braid, bitch.
Be careful, everybody. Ellen has powerful hypnosis.
I'll waste your time. I'll give a fuck about your Nazi history, you little Irish leprechaun bitch. Fuck you, bitch. She's dead to me. She's dead to me. She licked my arsehole, cleaned it wide out. You just got back from the fucking nightclub.
Obsessed with me.
Obsessed with me. Learn the truth of the earth. Maybe you'll pick up some fucking math equations.
He's put me in a trance for the last 3 months. I need help. I can't stop Alan Watts. What the fuck are you talking about? Communication. All communication and hypnosis.
I know. I'm hypnotized, bro.
He's another one of my MK Ultra program projects like Noura.
That is my coach.
What'd you say? All communication trichinosis
is hypnosis.
That's right.
Trichinosis. How do you get trichinosis?
What you don't know that gets you in trouble. It's what you know.
Oh, trichinosis is when you pull the hair out of your scalp.
Is it?
That's what you did, John.
Yeah, trichinosis is when you have psychological problem and you pull your hair out.
I don't believe in psychological problems.
No, it's like a dopamine thing where when you're pulling at the hair, you're technically like generating a dopamine.
It's Jewish trickery.
What you said, you dumbass nigga. Go read the word.
Okay. Where the fuck are all the bipolar people in Africa?
There you go. Enough said. That proves the point.
What?
Where are all the bipolar and depressed people in Africa?
Oh, those are just, there's no money to classify themselves.
You ever seen those fucking kids smiling?
I agree. You got to understand, this is bucketing. This is categorization, and that's all it really is. It's bullshit. Total fucking scam. I'm telling you, this country is so bankrupt. It's 100 times over bankrupt. It's fucked. But the whole thing is, the rest of the world is so worse off that it's like, this country's not fucked. You're talking about billions of people living in mud huts around the world, caves, washing their ass after they take a shit with a little water from a plastic bottle that's been used 3,000 times.
Yeah.
We owe the money. Technically, the Federal Reserve is like basically the real IRS.
Did you know that the British government didn't pay off a World War I debt until 2015? That's how long they were off of World War. Yeah.
Which country?
The UK, the British government.
What? What was it? Well, who did they borrow from?
Up until 2015.
Who did they borrow it from?
Hey, who did they borrow us?
I mean, it could have been I don't know. It could have been France. I don't fucking know. I mean, did you see it in the news recently? Because I mean, I find finance news interesting.
Motherfucker, 2015 recently?
Well, you'll have to Google it with your little fingertips and put it in the chat.
My fingertips are dead to me.
Government to pay off World War I debt.
You know, Diego, I wanted to tell you about.
Sorry, I was a year out.
They're announcing that their 1.9 billion left will be paid off finally in March of 2015 from World War fucking One.
Wow. Oh wow, that's interesting. Does it? Can you wait? Did you post it? Did you post it? Where is it?
Fucking Google it. Jesus Christ.
I'm very lazy over here. I mean, I'll just rely on what you say. I'd rather rely on what you say than actually Google it myself. Did you just N-word me? Hard R? Jazzy, can you come to my aid as a fellow American and defend me against this leprechaun? There you go. Delicately, sensitively, a little less hard on that R. Turn it into an H. Ah, that's what I like to say. No, ah.
Like a pirate.
You know, Diego, I wanted to tell you.
High school teacher, he was like, what do you call him? Negro? What do you call the kid?
Diego, I wanted to tell you about this time that I was dating this Persian chick who's kind of like Nora. And so I was at the W Hotel and I got a room for like a week. I'm up on the rooftop with somebody. His name is Freeway Rick Ross. He's like the cocaine dealer of the CIA. And so somebody on the internet, because I was working, basically, I guess I was spamming, and somebody was like, you should talk to this guy. So somebody introduced me to him, and we were hanging out at the top of the W Hotel having lunch in the sun by the pool. And this chick Odelia storms up like to our table, and she's like, what the fuck now? What the fuck now? I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck is going on? I guess she was looking at my Instagram and decided she wanted to crash my party or something. So this guy Freeway is like, listen, I'm going to go. I'm like, okay, take care. God bless. And so I walk down to the I take the elevator down to the lobby. I go up to the front desk. I say, yeah, I'm being accosted by some weird random person here who I don't believe is a guest of the hotel. I'm like, I'd like you to notify security and help me. So security separates us. I go back up to my room, and I guess eventually she left. But she was just a chick that I was dating, and I didn't even have any beef with her. But the fact that she was so crazy.
Point to this fucking story.
No, I'm just saying that, like, you know, stiff dicks will travel. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Wait. I guess where that was going. Like Freeway Rick Ross, really?
Yeah, go to my Instagram, John Kidover. You can see a picture of me with Freeway Rick Ross.
Damn. Yeah, that guy was hardcore.
Yeah, he's
not to be confused with Rick Rubin.
He's super PG. I mean, I don't know if he's a Muslim or what, but he is very self-controlled. Like, he doesn't mince words. And I did a whole interview with him actually about his involvement with the CIA. It's on YouTube.
A movie about him.
After our meeting, I think I helped him organize his thoughts, and he really launched like a pretty successful mini social media influencer campaign. But then he opened also up a dispensary. He was selling cars at a used car dealership when I met him in LA.
You still can't be trying to sell this fucking video.
No, it uploaded to Twitter. I put it
it still says
Twitter. It was a fucking Twitter link.
Come on,
no, it shouldn't be.
What did this view?
No, but I put the Twitter link. Nigger, look at the Twitter link and what the fuck? It uploaded to Twitter.
You don't fucking cry when that nigger says nigger?
Why are you not provocative on Twitter, John? That's supposed to be.
I know, bro. You could get like such traction, and you choose to be here with us, fucking, you know, fine people. Dude, you could really put on your prime face and like troll the shit out of people. You should be on Twitter Spaces, bro. That's what your alarm sounds like in my fucking hair down my ear.
Wow, that's wild because like if there was any better evidence to have like no faith in the credit or the currency of a country, that's it right there. That's like wild. Did you see that there's 4 other basically undated debts that they're still the taxpayers are still paying out on? It's like, did anybody ever vote for any of this shit's from like 1700 even? Did you see that? Did you actually read the article? It's wild. Taxpayers get fucked. Fucked. Citizens get fucked.
Hey, can you do that sound?
I thought
that sound
their
from
goal was just to pay no tax.
It's that you know what that means is technically it's like generational. It's like some people are getting paid out on that, and it's in perpetuity, and so it's generational.
Can you do this? It's the sound from Mortal Kombat by Liu Kang.
Which one was that?
You almost did it right now.
Which character was that? Like, was that during a move in the video game or the movie?
Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
It's like. So I don't know if I just watched this documentary on Sam Kinison yesterday and today. Did you ever see this documentary? It's like the Sam Kinison story. Pretty famous stand-up comic from America. He was friends with like Jay Leno, Rodney Dangerfield, a bunch of other celebrities, and he was a very popular stand-up comic. But he tragically died in a car accident.
Tim, can you play this if I pin it to the top?
Do you sleep with your giant African lion killer?
He sleeps with a Rhodesian.
I'll tell you, heating bills are so crazy over here. I'm like, I have to like put up solar powered panels or something and figure a way to get out of the gas. I mean, or should I just get like an African lion killer to hump every night?
Spoon to California.
Buy an electric blanket, N-word. That's your solution, huh? For high gas bills? Buy an electric blanket, N-word. Do you know how cold it would be if there was no heat? Like, it would be impossible to go to sleep. I mean, I know it would be possible, but when you wake up and you get out from underneath the electric blanket.
It was an ex-girlfriend of mine that actually convinced me with this because I used to like shit on electric blankets.
Mm-hmm.
But like my heated seats are like my fucking favorite feature of my fucking car.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice.
In Chicago, it's nice to have a remote start so you can heat the car.
Exactly.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I had that shit. I had it installed. It stopped working. I gotta bring it back.
I started my goddamn electric blanket that I can like turn on from anywhere in the fucking world.
Man.
And I said it was a 2-hour timer, so my
Shit
fans won't
breaks.
want to get into it.
Shit breaks, man.
Really, you like the warm bed?
I like to get into a warm bed.
Play the sound,
I like the cold bed, man.
Yeah, somebody in my other room, her name is Ostrina. She says, T-Robs, when you can't get a woman, you'll settle for heated seats. That's what she says. Somebody named Ostrina. I don't know who she is, but she comes to my rooms a lot. I don't know if that's her real face or not. But
Well, if you quote settle for heated seats, well, you're a broke ass bitch by thinking that they're a luxury. They're a standard for me.
yeah, that's a standard.
So
Some people, if you got to buy a fucking piece of shit car, there's so many nice used cars. It's like, I don't understand why people buy like basic new shit. Like, if you don't, like, what the fuck is the point of that? These leases,
they can't
though.
even afford an old car, but they can afford a $200, $300 a month of fucking payment.
Yeah.
Because it's what it is. It's fucking generational fucking debt, bro. They're just like perpetually in fucking payments.
Yeah.
I prefer to have money at the end of the month rather than fucking payments.
I know. I've been buying used cars my whole life. I've never bought a new car. I've been on eBay. I've bought multiple cars off of eBay, Craigslist.
You bought a car on eBay?
Yeah, I bought a beautiful 2001 CLK 430 convertible in Tampa. Drove that shit back to Chicago and spent the month at my uncle's house with it. It was the greatest car ever. Fucking love Mercedes. It's like real. Fucking
buying a German car.
compared to Ford, when you shut that door, it's like closing the door to a tank. When you shut a fucking Ford, it's like closing the door to like a plastic piece of shit. Yeah, you could say that. It's just like fucking metal, you know? It was like heavy, and when you started that shit, the whole fucking car felt like it was jumping.
That they only used wood on those doors when they like metal. Do you think these people would use wooden doors?
Austrian wrote, he's an idiot. He doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it.
Diego is laughing because he got the joke.
Play the song, Tim.
You know, we also have this other listener, a very dedicated listener. I don't know who this person is, but this profile is called Robert the Robot. Have you ever seen this one? Robert Redding. It's not my shit. It's somebody from the Itty Bitty Titty Committee who is like on a burner. I have 2 burners that are listening right now that never speak. And I just find it amazing that it always seems to be connected to you guys. And somebody always...
Are you Don Julio? Who the fuck's this Don Julio's Julio, motherfucker?
In this room?
Don Julio. No,
Oh, I don't know.
the fucking
I do not know.
There's some kind that comes in here.
Anyways, Jazzy, what I was saying is about the Sam Kinison comedy documentary is that this guy, Sam Kinison, he would go on stage and he would scream. And so what I'm saying to you is if you were to go on stage and essentially just do Sam Kinison, it would be the same thing. But you just need to come up with material, but just incorporate the screaming.
Imagine it. Bro, stop fucking talking. What we need to incorporate is...
Can you please mute up, Jazzy?
Jazzy and Edmund need to have like a weekly podcast, but like do it live on air with like ask the audience questions on Twitter Spaces. Can you imagine these 2 fucking clowns going at that?
It is so hard to get traction on X because
Nigger, you don't even try.
no, they red label all my accounts. Everything is basically ghosted. Yeah.
Impersonating people, bro.
Adrian Dittman, how do you impersonate somebody who's not a real person?
You're afraid to be yourself.
Oh, I would actually, I don't mind being boring as long as I'm not stupid and fat.
Well, you're both of those, bitch. Have you seen your stomach? Hello? You're out of shape. You really think you're
This one in this room? What are you talking about? Bitch, you're gonna be on the breath by the time you get back over to your phone.
I heard people are microdosing Ozempic. You might want to try it, Jazzy. No, it's true. People are microdosing Ozempic now. People are microdosing Ozempic. It's like, it's supposed to be genius. You could go blind, though. I heard Ozempic is making people go blind. But that's okay. If you go blind and you're fat, you won't know you're fat anymore because you're blind. You won't make judgments about people's body mass index.
You're a fucking loser who records everything and thinks he's gonna get famous. Nobody likes you. On this platform, on YouTube, on X, you'll never gain any traction, bitch.
God damn.
See, if you were to just take that energy and be Sam Kinison with it, like you could actually be very funny. But unfortunately, you're an angry person who doesn't know how to create comedy. You sleep with a fucking African lion. You're a webmaster, and you don't have children. Who the fuck are you? I mean, what do you really have in your life, T-Robs?
Listen to me. I got rich listings. I basically leveled up today on one site, and Google's now showing my. You have to understand what rich listings are from online.
Yeah, luxury listings. Okay. Well, congratulations. That's great news. I hope you take the prosperity and the money to live a happy life instead of coming on here and fucking talking about J-words, N-words all the time, talking with J-words, saying N-word all the time. I mean, do something with your life. Make me proud, man. Make me happy that I know you. Invite me out to fucking Spain sometime and be a player, man. I mean, what the fuck, dude? The fucking leprechaun bullshit, you know, fuck off. I don't give a fuck. You know, fuck it. Do whatever you want to do. All right, Austina just wrote something in the chat. She wrote, Tim is the sickest person on this app. Jazzy top 5. Tim. This is the reason people come. They are most mentally ill.
That's amazing. Man, because you try to be mentally ill and you can never be me, bitch. You do a whole impersonation of me. Then you want to call me dumb, bitch. I got something figured out. People like to listen to me. Nobody wants to hear you talk, bitch. That's a fact. Nigga, you got burners in your room talking to you. They don't want to speak to you in their real voice because you're a fucking loser. You're a literal fucking loser, Edmund. Nobody's ever going to think what you did with all these recordings is profound. Clip that. Replay that, bitch.
You're basically like a black... You're like a Sam Kinison, but you're spray painted black. You might be the reincarnation of Sam Kinison spray painted black. You could be Sam Kinison, and you don't even know it. You might be Sam Kinison, and you don't even know it.
You're a black bitch. You're a white bitch. Those are the ones.
You might be Sam Kinison, and you don't even know it. You're a black spray painted transsexual Sam Kinison. So this has been a commercial production for Yeezy. Everybody go to Yeezy, click the link above and buy this amazing t-shirt.
Bitch you did have chase you off Instagram. She's probably a fat, ugly bitch. Right? Those are the only type of bitches you
Projecting!
I know that fat Chinese bitch you had.
Projecting!
Fat. And I'm a fat girl that doesn't think you're attractive. And you don't know how to handle that.
Girl, you admitted that you're fat? You admitted that you're fat?
Have you seen your teeth?
You admitted that you're fat?
The only type of bitch that wants you is a bitch that needs a green card, nigga. Nobody likes you.
No, the audience is loving this.
I've never heard you talk about my girlfriend this, my girlfriend that. You can't keep a bitch because you're a loser. You probably record her getting naked. You fucking creep ass nigga. You're a literal fucking creep ass bitch.
Hello? Okay, so
I want to see how far you get off imitating me and my likeness, bitch. You're not gonna make it nowhere because you're not me, pussy nigga.
I'm trying to give you some.
You'll never be me. Stop trying to talk like me. Stop trying to be Jasmine. I know I have, infected your blood, right? You're not me, and you'll never
I'm
be
trying
me.
to be you,
You'll
Jazzy.
never be a black woman.
So I can. I'm trying. What is this, Willy Wonka? What did I just eat? A schnozberry?
So you tried to imitate me.
Try to breathe a little. I know you're naked.
Everyone already knows me, bitch. What's up? Hello? Making somebody sound like a fucking grandma. I don't even sound like that, bitch. But you're so fucking old and fucking last week. You can't even fucking sound like me. You're a grandpa, bitch. Hang it up. You're not gonna be internet famous. Go get a fucking job.
I'm willing to bet that you probably couldn't even do 3 push-ups or even touch your toes.
And get out of this movement. Then you can lower all the bills, you renting ass bitch. You're a renter. What's wrong with you? Hi, Ann.
And what is the deal with these African American women?
What is the deal with bald-head niggas that wear underwear on Instagram Live? We're little nutsacks, bitch. What's the deal with
I've been told that my balls are distended quite a bit.
Talk to me, but I don't never want to talk to them. Girl, well, turn the volume down. I'm not gonna let no pussy nigga like Edmund talk over me. The fuck?
We're gonna have to deny your job application. We want to thank you for applying, and we wish you all the best. Take care and God bless.
I don't give a fuck. And I'm not even yelling. It's called a wire, nigga. Go buy one, you broke, cheap, fucking welfare living bitch. You got 50 Obama phones, nigga. Fuck wrong with you? I seen your setup, you pussy ass nigga.
I'll be clipping all of this and sending it straight to the Netflix cut shop. I mean, this is incredible content.
The thing is, I'm a different black bitch. Let me find me on Netflix without my consent. Your ass is as good as broke. I'm not that black bitch that I'm gonna let. Oh, I'm on TV.
You mean to tell me that you would file a lawsuit against me, go into bankruptcy and debt on the proposition that it's possible my Netflix video will get monetized and you'll try to take the proceeds from the Netflix sale?
You faggot. What's wrong with you?
Lawfare. It will bankrupt you, Dr. Jasmine.
Boy, I got lawyers on retainer. Fuck are you talking about? Yeah, but he doesn't have assets. So
Yeah, there's nothing to take over here. What do you want, a fucking couple Miller High Lifes and a package of weed? You want a dime bag of weed? I'll give you a dime bag of weed and a couple Miller High Lifes and put some orange juice in there for you, Dr. Jasmine.
This shit is never making it past your house or apartment. My bad, you don't have a house. It's never making it past the lobby. Okay? Fuck. No one likes this but you. And the only time your content will get clicks is if I'm on it.
I'm just saying, I like getting your blood pressure up.
I'm just saying that you're a bitch.
I really like it when your blood pressure goes through the roof to the fucking moon. Because the higher your blood pressure, the longer you're going to talk. The higher your blood pressure, the lower your life expectancy. And so if I can get you to stroke out or possibly have a seizure or a migraine, it'll be the best possible outcome for everyone on this app, including yourself.
Literally a crash out, dummy, nigga. I know how to make you spin every time. You over there talking in a voice that's not even yours. Oh, everybody, come to the clown circus. Oh, shut your dumb ass up. You get to crashing out every time. You're the real crash out dummy. That's how I talk. You don't speak that way. I get you to speak it in the way you're channeling your ancestors' voices because they were so
I challenge you to say something intelligent even once. Say something smart even once with your life. Do it. Try it. Free yourself.
Can you do no monkey noises?
I'm just saying, if you do the clicking with these people, I think it might work a little better. Maybe they understand clicking nowadays.
So, what were you guys talking about?
We're talking about...
I shoved my fist up Edmund's ass as he laughed. And he milked. And I milked him night after night after night after night. I milked Edmund until it wasn't right. I milked him, though I might. I milked him until it was tight. I milked him.
I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Wait, what are you milking exactly?
I milked you. I stuck my fist up your ass so hard that your grandfather felt it, and I milked him too. I milked your lineage for 3 generations with my fist and my thrust. And I will milk you again, you bitch.
I think I saw a picture of you on a bar wall once.
You again, you son of a bitch. You fucking bald-headed, big, pudgy belly, beer-drinking wino.
Is this love flattery poem?
You're very out of shape, even though you think I'm fatter than you. You are taller than me, and your stomach is sticking out like a pregnant woman.
Projection, my dear fat queen.
Son of a bitch, and I think you should go to the gym more.
I've seen beach whales.
I don't really give a fuck what you have to say, Edmund. You are a bitch.
gym, fatty.
I did. I went to the gym earlier.
If you spent more time working on your life, you'd have a family by now, you fucking PTSD recipient of welfare and government aid. You need to go find a wife and make a life.
Oh, I agree. I don't think I'll take a milking queen like you, though.
Fucking no legacy having ass, bitch. You have no honor, no pride, no lineage, no legacy, no future, no tomorrow, no yesterday.
That's profound, Fat Queen.
Nothing.
This is a profound philosophy and wisdom, Dr. Jasmine.
All hail King LeBrian. Here,
King LeBrian.
hail Peasant Edmund. Here.
Where is Andrew Meyer? And who is Andrew Meyer? Wait a second. Are you married to Andrew Meyer? Are you Andrew Meyer's secret black wife? Are you Andrew Meyer's secret black wife?
Nothing but mind control and hypnosis for those who are interested. For those that want to frolic about with a mere peasant demon. You are a demon. I know bald-headed demons like you when I see them. I spit my holy water upon thee. And I cast you out to the pits of
Oh, you're dumb, bitch. You're fucking bitch. You're a bitch. Fucking bitch. Now may the power of Christ compel you, bitch.
Hey, we cast out demons too. I'm not Catholic, but we do.
I love Catholic. They're the best people in this whole world.
Please.
They're the true.
I think babies are better than them.
Clean.
Are you finished milking my arsehole, you foul-mouthed, disgusting pig cunt?
Your asshole is so not worth it. I took my hand out of there months ago. You dirty bitch.
I bet you've got ghetto grippers on this disgusting claws of yours, you foul pig creature.
Whatever you say, you broke bitch.
And you see what type of company you keep with these disgusting creature pigs?
You hang around, Dan. He is a fuck nigga, Ann. Yeah, I mean, I could do it too, Edmund. But the thing is, I do this for real. You're a bitch. And you're probably on some type of meds. I'm not on anything.
He projected a lot of disgusting, vile, disgusting things. I'm sure your child must be so proud of listening to all this in the background. What's my mama talking about in the background over there, mama? Who you talking to like that, mama? Oh, don't you worry about that, baby child. I'm talking to a bald-headed motherfucker out of Clown House. Don't you worry about a thing now, baby child.
Yes, Leroy. Yes, Leroy. Yes. Fuck me good, Leroy. I'm not your mom, bitch. Your mom was a whore. I don't curse and do all that shit.
Stop projecting and talking bad about your mama.
Because your mom was fucking other basketball players.
Stop talking bad about your mama, projecting on my mama.
Your mom was fucking other niggas around the block. Your mom was fucking niggas cock. Your mom is a nigga fucking fuck. Yeah.
We need to do a Hail Mary now.
All right, everybody. I want to thank you all for the wonderful content.
Your mama was the best white hoe that there ever could. Your mama was the great black dick gobbler.
Oh my goodness.
Mama was the great black dick gobbler. Yeah.
singing in the ghetto.
Mama was a big black dick gobbler.
How big was that big black dick, Dr. Jasmine?
Mama was a big black dick gobbler.
How big was that dick?
It was big enough for you and your mother to lick.
How big were the balls, Dr. Jasmine?
Big enough for you to suck on them like some.
Imagine, people used to go to recording studios and get contracts with Motown, but now they come to Clown House in the Ultra Derecha recording studios to sing about Big Black Dick!
And Edmund's mom.
Wow, what another fascinating segment in the world of Yeezy apparel.
I'm gonna go to sleep, people. So I'm gonna boom this room.
Alright. Okay, good night.
Displaced, people are gonna get killed. You're gonna have casualties of war. But the interesting thing is that when this occurs, guess what pops up after all the smoke is cleared? Businessmen, developers, people now want to say, guess what we got now?
Yeah, is in heaven. Just because thousands of years went with nobody getting to go. Yeah, just because of fuck shit that they might not have even been involved in, you know?
The top leader of the Jewish community themselves are speaking up against this political project, this settlement colonial ethno supremacy, apartheid, genocidal, political regime of so-called Israel. So they're speaking up themselves. So we cannot say that the Jews are responsible for that, because they're not. They're the victims, and we need to target the actual problem, which is like any other ism, like communism, like ISISm, Al-Qaedaism, and this is as one of these things, like apartheid in South Africa.
Right now, and this happened between like 2009, 2007. It worked out for Greece before. It'll work out again.
I have a quote from an economist, and it goes like this. He said that spending is not like the Macarena. Spending is like a well-financed prostitute. It'll take years for you to learn her techniques. She is cruel. She will laugh at you when you are naked. She'll laugh at you when you're naked. And, but you keep coming back for more because she's a
You're gonna wait. I mean, you're gonna take another shot at it in a week or two, or what?
Well, I mean, maybe